Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's the CEO Terrell here. I'm meeting up with Patrice. We're gonna work on something called Easy Subli because a couple of you guys had questions about printing on cotton. And look, Patrice, where are you? Patrice! Look, it's Patrice. It's Patrice. What's Patrice's purse? What's this? What's this? I didn't find no money, but I found this.
All right, y'all. So y'all know that Terrell knows absolutely nothing. And so today I'm giving him a lesson on sublimating onto cotton. Our previous lesson using glitter HTV turned out really well and he kind of understands the process. But today we are going to be using Easy Subli. And Easy Subli is an HTV made by Siser for sublimation because y'all, you cannot sublimate onto cotton. You cannot sublimate directly onto cotton. Even if you do get some ink to go on there, it is going to wash out. So today we have a package of Easy Subli HTV and Easy Subli mask, which is a transfer tape. And I got this from Heat Transfer Warehouse. And we are going to get this done. Now, what I don't really understand is why Siser has an 8 by 10 inch mask and an 8.4 by 11 inch HTV. Like, can they both be the same sizes? But nonetheless, that's what we're about to do. We're about to sub on some Easy Subli and put this onto some cotton.
All right, guys. So Patrice found this image here on a website called Creative Fabrica. And what is the membership?
It is $1 for the first month and $19 each additional month thereafter if you use my link.
So $1 for the first month, $19 for the second month. And if you PayPal me $20, I'll get it for you for free. All right, everyone, so we're using Adobe Illustrator, and Patrice mirrored it before she printed it, and when it printed, it came out like this.
All right, y'all, so today we are doing something a little different. Typically, you want to print on top of the Easy Subli. However, we're using an Epson printer. This particular material was made for sawgrass printers, and so sometimes it causes jams in your Epson printers. And so, yeah, and today I wanted to make the image a little bit larger. So I'm going to be cutting this with the Cricut, and we're printing from Adobe Illustrator as Terrell told you earlier. So you're going to print, if you're printing from your computer, you're going to print directly onto the matte side. There is a shiny side, and that is just the carrier sheet. So you don't really, you don't want to print onto the shiny side. You want to print onto the matte side. Now the HTV, or not the HTV, the Easy Subli mask, this is the mask. So all you're doing with the mask, there is like a rough side that's kind of textured, and then there's also a shiny side. You cannot print onto this, okay? I get asked that often where people get the mask thinking that they can print, and you can't. The mask is really just a transfer tape. So once we peel this off, we're just going to apply it to the Easy Subli once we weed it, and then that will help with placement of our design.
We are using the Cricut to cut it into the Easy Subli, and in a little later on in the video, you'll see how we use the Easy Subli and our sublimation print to put them together to print onto a t-shirt.
Y'all, so I went ahead and tried out printing on the Easy Subli directly from directly to the Epson EcoTank 4700, and I had no hopes that it was going to print, but it's actually printing on here. And so I really just wasted a piece of Easy Subli doing this, but it actually did print out. I really thought that it wasn't going to print out, but look, it actually printed out. And I'm going to have to figure out what I'm going to use this for, because clearly it's backwards. But it actually did print out directly onto here. For our project though, it didn't make sense because it's too big for me to put into the Cricut to cut, for print to cut, and so I can't use it. But I'm pretty surprised that it actually did work. Aren't you?
Yes, guys, Patrice made an obvious mistake. All right, guys, so let's look at this. This one is on the Easy Subli. It looks a little washed out, but Patrice says once you print it, it heats up and the colors start popping.
Exactly. And so this is larger. So this is the full size of the sheet. And as y'all know, with the Cricut, you can't cut this full size for print and cut. But if you were to print directly onto the Easy Subli, you could do this with a Cameo.
And just look really quickly, that's how the Easy Subli looks. That's how the sublimation image looks. All right, guys, so Patrice is over here weeding this thing out. I actually don't like weeding because I have shaky hands.
Well, guess what? Guess who needs to know how to weed? Talking about you don't like it. You need to learn.
Nobody's talking to you.
I'm talking to you.
All right, so Patrice finished weeding.
So, y'all, my cut settings were all off. I cut this on everyday iron-on, and so I had to take my time because it didn't really cut as well as I wanted it to, and I'm just trying to match up our image before pressing it, and it looks pretty good. Here's all of the pieces that we have. So this is our sublimation print that's printed on A-Sub sublimation paper, and here is the Easy Subli that we cut. So I am now going to apply the mask on top of this, because if this were one big piece, I could just peel it off and we don't have to worry about the mask. But because there's several smaller pieces within this cut, we want to use the Easy Subli mask to remove it. So here's the Easy Subli mask. We are just going to remove the backing, and that will expose a clear, clingy film. As y'all see, it just clung right to me. And now we are just going to apply this on top of the Easy Subli. And so because I kind of made it larger, but I kept it within the size of the mask, I just want to make sure that it fits on there nicely, and it does. I am going to get a scraper and just
scrape, scrape, scrape.
That's
scrape, scrape, scrape.
You're gonna do this next time. All right, and so we're just getting this here because we are going to pick this off of the carrier sheet. All right, guys, so now we're going to peel the Easy Subli off of the backing, and I just want you guys to be, made aware that the back of the actual Easy Subli is still on the Cricut mat. It's just easier sometimes just to do everything in one place. So I am peeling this off, and you want to just peel off that backing. And now this is what we have. So we're going to get ready to press this onto the shirt. And then once we press that onto the shirt, we are going to press our image on top of that.
So one of the things I learned about using Easy Subli and sublimation is it's a lot easier with good help, and that's why being a CEO is always good to have a good assistant.
Where's your
You're my assistant.
Where's your assistant at? So now we're at the heat press, and you always want to make sure you have a lint roller, and we are just going to lint roll this shirt. And you lint roll it even if you're subbing directly onto something or you're doing something like this, because whatever's on that shirt could prevent your adhesive from really sticking. So all good here. And then we are going to give this shirt a pre-press. Goodness gracious.
Pre-press complete.
And everything looks to be aligned correctly. So now we are going to go ahead and place our Easy Subli onto the shirt. And this is just one way of doing it, because as you saw, we could print directly onto the Easy Subli. But when we did this with the Cricut, we did not mirror this because your adhesive is on the backing, right? So the front part of the Easy Subli is what you can sub onto. So we are going to place this right here. That looks good, actually. Yep. And we're just gonna press this for about 5 seconds just to tack it down, okay? Because our heat press is at 380 and we're gonna press this for about 45 seconds. Now, typically you don't press that long. If you print directly onto the Easy Subli, you're only pressing for maybe, I think, 13 to 15 seconds, at, I believe, $3.25, but let's check and see those instructions. So on the packaging, you have your application instructions. So if you're printing directly onto the Easy Subli, as we showed you, before, you will press this for 15 seconds at 311 degrees Fahrenheit. That's it. But because we're doing it this way, we're going to press it at 380. So now we're just tacking it down. And that should be enough. And let's see if we could do a cold or warm peel, and that is fine. And the reason why you want to kind of tack it down is so that you don't really shrink the Subli, because we actually printed it out the exact size that it should be. All right, y'all, so this is our image, and as you see, I kind of just trimmed the edges just so that it can help me with placement, because sometimes you can't really tell where you're placing it on the Easy Subli. So that's kind of my trick to figuring out like how we're placing it. All right, pause it for a minute. Let me get some. All right, y'all, so this is why I do it the way that I do it. It helps me to match everything up the way that it should be onto the image. And we are going to go with this press, because it is hot underneath this heat press, y'all. It is hot. So we're just going to tape it down. We're using this heat tape to make sure everything is in place. Not too much. You don't have to overdo it.
What about that little corner that's sticking up?
It's fine. This is going to apply some pressure to it, so when that press comes down, it is going to do everything we need. And we're pressing it again at 380 degrees Fahrenheit. 380 degrees Fahrenheit for 45 seconds. All right, we're almost there. 2, 1. Let's see. Whew, that was a lot of pressure. All right, so some of that ink definitely got onto the butcher paper. So we want to, really? So we want to discard of this. And if you sew shirts or anything else, you could use this for packaging.
Packaging.
All right. Make sure you have some heat gloves available that I'm not using. But it is hot, y'all.
Guys, Patrice be putting her hands in hot oil.
It is hot. Honestly, everybody's like, girl, where's your heat gloves? I got some. All right. Come on closer. All right, y'all. So now we are getting ready to reveal. And let's see if I actually match this up correctly, because it's possible that it is not. But it still looks pretty good, right? Let's see.
Ooh.
That looks good.
Kill 'em.
Look at all this ink that came off of there onto that Easy Subli. That looks so good, y'all.
Available on my online store.
Huh?
Yeah. Alright guys, so this is the shirt, and it feels pretty high quality. I like it. The colors are, jumping out. If it was my size, I would wear it, but it's a little too small for me. But it came out really good.
Really?
All right, guys, so this is our shirt. It looks amazing.
Amazing. Amazing. I absolutely love this shirt. The colors are popping. And if I didn't mention it before, we are using Dyenamic Ink, which can be found in my Etsy shop. But y'all, these colors are amazing. This Easy Subli, y'all, everything turned out beautifully. Absolutely love it. Even Terrell, with his Oscar the Grouch self, loves this shirt also.
Peace, guys.